airports will each receive funding of 250 million pesos for further development. Likewise, the Siargao Airport is allocated 100 million to upgrade the passenger experience in support of our tourism sector. For the rail sector, Madam President, for the railway sector, we continue to ensure that the funding for foreign-assisted projects remains under the program appropriations, while also committing to expedite the release of funds under the program appropriations to accelerate the completion of our major rail infrastructure projects. We have also provided an amendment for the subsidy of LRT passengers at 1 billion pesos, a provision for the operations and maintenance of the LRT at over 300 million pesos, additional support and funding for MRT3 at 120 million pesos. For the road sector, Madam President, for the road sector, we have an increase of 1,300,000 pesos for the public transport modernization program, bringing the total appropriation for the program to 2,532 million pesos. With that, Madam President, we are now ready to answer the questions from our colleagues. Maraming salamat po.
Thank you, Mr. Madam President.
Thank you. We thank the sponsor. You may proceed with the interpellations.
Thank you, Madam President. Your Honor, the Vice Chairman for the Department of Transportation, and will you yield to a few questions that we would like to pose?
Yes, certainly from our Senate President. Anything, of course, your intervention will always be welcome.
Thank you. As usual, I will be short, but I just have to place on record a few points. And as usual, the can opener of the interpellations. I am in full support of the budget of the Department of Transportation, but I cannot let it pass without inquiring some points on the policy and the budget itself. As you well know, the Department of Transportation is always close to my heart because I drive myself every day. The only time I use a driver is when there is no parking in the place I'm going to. No, so I know how the department moves and what's new and what's happening. And by the way, the suspicion of the majority leader is unfounded that I drive myself and I have no driver because I'm hiding or I'm hiding something, you know. As a matter of fact, all my cars have no tints. It's untinted. Kaya malinis.
What?
All right, anyway, thank you. Mr. President, Madam President, I should say, Your Honor, according to the WHO, the World Health Organization, road traffic injuries are the leading cause of death among Filipinos aged 15 to 29. In fact, in 2023 alone, road crashes claimed 13,125 lives of the Filipinos, not to mention the various major road accidents reported in the news in 2024 and 2025. More importantly, road accidents are one of the top killers of our children, whose lives we are duty-bound to protect. This is the reason why in 1999, and just for the record, I should mention that I authored the Seatbelts Use Law. In 2015, I authored the Children's Safety on Motorcycles Act of 2015, and in 2018, I co-authored the Child Safety in Motor Vehicles Act. But these alone are not sufficient. We have to actively do more to prevent these road accidents. So my question, what are the programs and plans under the Philippine Road Safety Action Plan for 2023 to 2028.
Madam President, we agree with the Senate President because if anyone here knows what the real situation on the ground, on the road, it's you because you really drive yourself, no? But unfortunately, the road crashes, no, yung accidents still reached 13,000 last year, as you mentioned. But there are some measures that we have passed in the Senate, no, yung child safety and the speed limiters law, which we also passed. I think this has really helped a lot because before there are a lot of buses, especially those that travel long distances, wala pong speed limit, wala silang speed limiters, and there have been a lot of accidents before. But with the implementation of the Speed Limiters Act, I think there's a significant drop in the occurrence of accidents involving buses, Madam President. Also, according to our secretary, they are now trying to focus on the motorcycle riders because more than 50%, probably 60% of the road crashes involves motorcycle riders. No? Well, it's self-explanatory because there's only two wheels. But more importantly, Madam President, actually I plan to, being a rider myself, I also plan to introduce a bill that would require mandatory riders education before somebody is allowed to buy or purchase a motorcycle. So we will and also getting the license. No? Iba kasi yung lisensya ng motor, that's a different type. So the LTO will now, DOTr and LTO will now require riders education before they are able to avail of the license that will allow them to ride motorcycle, Madam President. So these are the long-term plans, Madam President. I think the introduction of the riders education, the mandatory riders education before any purchase of motorcycle and issuance of license will be very helpful in case we are able to pass this measure.
Yes, I agree, and I hope that is included in the Philippine Road Safety Action Plan, no? For 2023 to 2028 in yung program, okay? So again, will that include medyo stricter giving out of licenses by LTO? Ano, yung pagkuha ng lisensya, hindi kasing dali nung araw. Nung araw napakadali. As a matter of fact, there were some years ago that marami nagalit sa akin. Sabi ko, pagka naghigpit uli ang LTO ng pagkuha ng lisensya at gayahin yung katulad ng pagkuha ng lisensya sa ibang bansa, katulad sa Amerika, ulitan. Lahat na magre-birthday, panibago ulit na yun ang suggestion ko some years back eh. And I said, I guarantee that 50% of the drivers will fail. Eh, di ba? Ay, ganun kadali kumuha ng lisensya ng araw eh. So hopefully, kasama sa action plan ninyo na yun. Riders Education Program, at hindi lang education program nagpapatakbo, dapat may konting, baga sa ano, yung sinasabi ninyo sa mga taxi driver, di ba? Ayaw nyo nang nakakamiseta, or di ba, kailangan maayos ang pananamit. Ganon din sa mga riders. Sabi ko nakakasabay, nakatsinelas eh. Di ba? Paanong makakakilos ng matinuyan kung nakatsinelas? At hindi nasisita. No? So, I hope that is included in your road safety action plan. Well-educated drivers na yung sumusunod sa isang araw, nagre-reklamo sa akin yung aking political officer, si Hatch. Sabi niya, bakit itong mga driver natin hindi nakakaintindi ng isa-isa? Hindi ba? Hindi nakakaintindi ng isa-isa. Basta singitan na singitan. Hindi talagang and I experience it daily. I do not have motorcycle escorts, but I can see the motorcycle riders, and it's pandemonium most of the time. So, kaya nagiging ganyan ang mga aksidente because of these actions or these things that happen. So again, hopefully, that will be included, in your road safety plan. Do we get that assurance, Your Honor?
Yes, Madam President, our Senate President, our Secretary has committed, and he said that they will make sure that the practical driving course for motorcycle riders will be implemented before the issuance of license and before they are allowed to purchase motorcycles. Kasi nangyayari po ngayon, Mr. Senate President, ang dali hong kumuha ng motorsiklo, mag-down payment ka lang, ilang libo lamang, makukuha mo na, kahit na wala akong training, minsan po talaga, sa totoo ako'y rider, pero nakikita ko meron talagang mga hindi rin disiplinado, akala nila, bisikleta lang na nalagyan ng makina. Kaya nagiging delikado. Kaya I think this introduction of mandatory training for motorcycle riders will be a big step towards road safety. And also, meron pang suggestion that aside from sa DepEd po sana, aside from the GMRC now that being implemented, that yung pong traffic rules, regulations, and etiquette be also included in the courses. Para alam na po ng mga tao, kahit na hindi po sila motorista, they know the traffic rules and for safety reasons as well.
At saka, pero ngayon yan, yan yung mga kasama sa road safety plan nyo. Paano yung mga dati na? Dati na may mga lisensya, dati na mga nagmamaneho. Hindi ba dapat medyo higpitan nyo ng konti? Di ba? In coordination with the traffic management, the LTO itself and traffic management, dapat higpitan nyo ng konti, pag-uulihin, yung lumalabag. Para madala. Kaya mababait magmaneho ang mga Pilipino in other places dahil mahigpit dun doon medyo hindi ka huminto sa stop sign. Huli ka agad ticket ka. O hindi man, yari ka sa
Saka masunurin po sa ibang bansa.
Sa ibang bansa, masunurin. Dito, bastusan di ba? Talagang, so, higpitan lang. Higpitan nyo lalo. Palagay ko, baka makaiwas tayo sa mga malalaking aksidente.
Yes, Madam President, Mr. Senate President, Secretary Lopez said that they will make sure that the enforcement will be stricter this time, and they will employ a merit and demerit system na talagang pag ikaw frequent violator, wala nang, your license can be suspended or even cancelled.
Yan, tama yan, because iba yung nag-iikpit ako, nagpapahuli Mga 3 beses na ako huli na speeding sa sa NLEX tsaka sa SLEX nagpapahuli ko.
Masarap mo kasi drive yung kotse niya,
minsan lumalampas Hindi, may mga mababagal lang kasi, kaya nilalampasan ko. Ngayon, nakakatawa nga isang minsan may anecdote si Senator Lacson, sayang, wala pa siya rito, sa taas nahuli si Senator Lacson sa Skyway. Sabi, nagpahuli din siya, nagpapahuli yun Inaabot yung lisensya niya. Sabi sa kanya, ay, pangalawang beses na kayo nahuli. Sabi sa kanya, sabi nung nanguhuli, yung Skyway Patrol. Pangalawa kayong nahuli namin. Tinanong ni Senator Lacson, sino yung isa? Si Senator Sotto. Anyway, your proposed 100 million for the implementation of the Philippine Road Safety Action Plan 2023-2028, wala Wala akong nakita, both in the NEP and the GOV. Walang funding. Paano ba ito? What would be the effect if that is not funded?